I've had people scream and run toward her. I've had people scream and run away from her. It's always interesting.
She recognizes that she's providing a community service, a service to the community or to someone else that's going to enrich someone else's life.
He actually sent me a text message saying, "I feel fine," and I go, "What does that mean?" So I called him. He was slurring his words, and I knew he was in the middle of a seizure. And after that, it was scary. He's pretty much stopped living. He stopped going outside. He stopped doing anything. He was afraid to do anything because he thought he'd have a seizure.
I chose the school that was closest to our home, which is AAEC, where she attends. It just so happened, it was happenstance that she came home one day and said, "Hey, we're going to have a service dog program." And I was like, "Oh, great."
We do have a service dog program here. We're very, very proud of it. We're one of the first high schools within AAEC district to host the service dog program here. Dr. Betancourt, who is the director of the Foundation for Service Dog Program, she apparently contacted Linda Proctor Downing, who is our director for AAEC. They got to talking and they agreed that it'd be kind of like a great idea, something good, something beneficial to bring to the community. It's an extensive process, meaning the student has to be doing well academically. They have to understand that there's time and commitment involved when you're working with a service dog for the training, because you're with the dog 24/7.
I have been with the Foundation for Service Dog Support for about 4.5 years. I love dogs and I love seeing how they can transform people's lives and change them in so many ways, even above and beyond what you think will help them physically. And it was just really, really rewarding. These dogs are service animals, so they're not guide dogs, they're strictly service animals, and they are primarily mobility dogs. So they help people who have issues with mobility, with balance. Sometimes they're in wheelchairs, other times they're not. Sorry about that.
Nia is an animal lover. You might as well call her Dr. Doolittle.
It's really fun. It's basically like rent a dog. One of our old teachers came in and she was like, "Hey, this is a service dog program. If you guys are interested, we'll be handing out forms next year." And she just told us about the program, what happened. She brought in a volunteer and someone who got a service dog. It's really nice. And after that, I came home to my mom and we decided to do the program.
You know what? I honestly don't think we even had a discussion. It was just like, service dog program's coming. Okay, we're doing it. You know, it wasn't, she didn't even have to say, can we do it or will we do it? I think it was just, if it's here, we're doing it. Of course we're doing it. So I don't think there was ever a discussion about, you know, can we or should we? It was just, you know, it's there, so we'll be a part of it.
Good job, Charlie. What an improvement.
Jacob, we call him the dog whisperer. When he was little, one of my students actually had a service dog, and we went to a National Foundation for the Golden Retrievers dog show, and a number of people said, "Oh, my dog doesn't like kids." And as soon as they said that, you look over and the dog's licking Jacob. So he's always grown up with big dogs, always been around dogs, and dogs love him. Every dog. He goes to the dog park and gets mauled by the dogs because they love him so much. So
around this time last year, I guess I was diagnosed with epilepsy, and so my mom contacted the foundation saying like, "Hey, we need a service dog for Jacob. What can you guys do for us?"
I got a response from the foundation about 2 days later, and they said we would love to get a dog to Jacob, basically a pay it forward type thing, to where he's trained the dog and now he is in need of a dog. And the fact that he trained the dog, Jacob was very kind of quiet and kind of stayed back, but when he had Sugar, he had to be out in the public because, you know, the people are like, "Oh, there's a dog here," and the dog had shoes on, and they'd always come up and want to pet him, and you know, all of that.
And because everywhere we would go is just, "Oh, look, there's Jacob and Sugar, or Sugar and Jacob." And even if I didn't have her, like for whatever reason, they would say, "Where's Sugar?" I'm like, "Oh, she's at home and she's taking a day off." She is a calming factor for kids who are witnesses of or victims of a violent crime, and she works for Child's Help. And like I said, when the police go there to interview them about whatever happened, she is always right there for them to just like pet her and calm them down and just do her thing. So.
Three of these beautiful dogs, and we've saved about 1,200 dogs in this facility since we started this program nationally. I think it started 8 years ago, but this is the first time that we've had dogs adopted for service.
They're gonna do a ride on the light rail. They're doing really, really well for having no leash training and having been not in the outside environment for the last 8 weeks. They're doing remarkably well.
She was not house trained. She detested other dogs, so if we took her for a walk, she would pull and yank and bark and yelp, and I mean, almost pull your arm out the socket. It just, oh yeah, she was a puppy when we got her, and we had a puppy in the house, like having a baby in the house. It was trying. It was really trying.
It teaches them tremendous leadership. It teaches them discipline, and the program really teaches them responsibility. Some of these students have classes that they come to before they go to the high school, personal classes, and those sometimes start at 6:30 in the morning. And so in order for them to get up and walk their dog before class, some of our students set their alarms for 4 a.m.
The service dog program is actually a 2-year program. So right now that cohort is in session. There's already those students that were selected for that particular piece. They have their dog.
Penny is a very rambunctious dog. She has a lot of energy and she really likes people. I've come close to wanting to give up just training her for the day because she'll get really excited or she'll get really distracted or she'll just completely ignore me sometimes. But I know that it's not her fault. She can't really focus as well sometimes. She's just one dog. So then we just both take a breather and then come back later. I think it's kind of fun because, I mean, it's not boring at all. It's enriching. It's fascinating. It's just fun to work with her and know that she'll do what I tell her to and that she'll understand what I'm asking her.
Yes, good girl.
And Penny,
with Nia. You're up. Very good. Good job.
We were practicing for our PAT test. She peed in a store. It was really, really embarrassing. She got the nickname Penny P.
It's very specific based on the personality of the student to the personality of the dog, the temperament of the dog, so that we can hopefully match the right pairing so that we can get the best out of the dog and also draw the best out of that student. Hopefully they'll come together and bring that out of each other.
Well, originally they asked us what type of dogs we wanted. And they asked me if I wanted a calm dog or an excited dog, and I said calm. And they asked me if I wanted a small dog or medium dog or big dog, and I said big. And they gave me a medium excited dog. And she wasn't what I expected, but then I liked her a lot better than a big calm dog, because you can do a lot more with an excited dog.
We've had dogs in the past, and having her has been very different because the way we've always trained our dogs is very different from the way that they've had to train their dogs, train the service dogs. And so, you know, I've learned that it's not necessarily that I don't have to do it the way we've always done it, because we've been rather stern with our dogs in the past. And so there were times when I was like, oh, she'll never learn. She'll never learn that way. No, you need to do this. And she's like, no, Mom, I have this. I know what to do. And lo and behold, it works. She's done a great job. And Penny's a great dog. And she's come a long way since the first day we got her.
Her name is Nala. She is a boxer greyhound mix, and she is 100% boxer when she's not a service dog, meaning she's very hyperactive, very intense. Boxers I didn't know were that kind of spirit, but she's a great dog. I love her to death. Nala actually had a little bit of curveball in her training. I guess the person that originally had her actually abused her, and they took her away, thank God. And the girl that ended up training her was a student of Jacob's that he went to high school with, a friend of hers from ASU, and she trained Nala for the rest of the time. So she's a little behind the curve for some things, so they gave Nala to Jacob because he knew how to train the dog and how to work with the dog. Plus he's very energetic, and so is the dog, so I need somebody that's like that.
No person should ever mistreat a dog or any animal for that reason. It kind of makes me feel bad that a dog like Nala or any other animal gets mistreated badly by their owners. So she helps me by like alerting whomever's with me, my mom, my grandma, by barking, like going crazy, chasing her tail, or just acting strange that a normal dog wouldn't act. And like I guess in my body I release a chemical that she of course consents. And if I twitch at night or whatever the case is, at first she will hear me and then come into my room and then go get my mom or whoever is with me, then like kind of talk to him like, hey, something's not right, you need to do something, and the person would probably pick up on that, like, oh, he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, and I'll just go get help. When I was diagnosed with epilepsy, it was I've had mood swings, and at first I would be all happy and jolly 1 second, and then next I would be moody and grumpy the next. And then after, when Nala came along, it was just, I was always happy, like wanting to go to the movies or to the golf course, whatever.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Again, welcome to the 10th Annual Special Olympics State Golf Championships here at Vistol Golf Club. At this time, we're going to begin the individual play. We'll call to the number 1 tee, the 10 o'clock starting time. From the Peoria delegation, welcome Jacob May to the number 1 tee at this time.
Jacob qualified for nationals, and this is one of the requirements for him to participate in. Everybody that sees them together sees that it's not just Jacob, it's not just Nala, it's Jacob and Nala. And yeah, even like today when she was in the cart with me instead of with him, she was not happy. Yeah, she's happier with Jacob. So she knows that's her job. She knows she's supposed to be with him.
And Nala, like I said, is an energetic, outgoing dog, and she kind of takes her energy and puts it on me, I guess, and we're like, I guess, 2 peas in a pod, so.
The good thing about Special Olympics is that he can still participate in sports that he loves to do, and if he has a seizure or has a medical condition, that he's not looked upon or frowned upon or looked funny at. So he's accepted more. She wants to eat the flies, she wants to eat the birds. She's a typical dog at that point. Even though she's looking at the wildlife and being a dog, she's still paying attention to Jacob. So you're never alone. I mean, I know it sounds silly, but you're never alone. As far as my life, just being there and knowing that my son's always safe. If I'm at work or if I'm not with him, I know that she's always there for him, and I don't have to worry about him because he's never alone, because he's got that dog watching his back all the time. So that's helped a lot.
I might be a little sad. Then I'll remember she chewed up my shoes. No, I'll miss her a lot. A lot of people say we act alike, but I don't think so. Yeah, I think we've bonded pretty well. She knows me, I know her, I know how she acts and what she means, and she knows how I act and what I mean. So I'm hoping that she can have that same bond with her handler, and that we can work on that so they understand each other as much as I understand Penny. Oh. Penny, sit.
Down. I think that initially I was pleased with the program and the fact that they prepared the students prior to even getting the dogs to let them know that, okay, this is a service and you'll have the dog for 18 months and then you'll have to release the dog to its recipient.
She is my absolute best friend. I love her. I'm really proud of her. She's actually the best dog I've ever had.
I love Addie. She's my second shadow.
You experience everyday life with them more so than you do with a pet.
I think it's going to be a lot of struggles having to deal with it, but I'm going to be happy knowing that I was able to help somebody, knowing that I learned a lot from the experience, and I'll look forward to getting another dog so I can do all that stuff that I did with Chloe.
I want to cry and just curl up on my bed and probably hide away until I have to go to college.
When she goes to another person, I'm gonna be really upset. Of course, I'm gonna be sad, and I'm probably gonna cry, and I'm gonna be really lonely. But I think I'm gonna get over that because I know she's gonna go somewhere where she's needed and somewhere where someone's gonna love her.
I love Breezy. She saved me in so many ways. I mean, I'm nothing without her.
I'm gonna be sad, I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to cry myself to sleep. I've grown to love her, so.
It's gonna be sad because we put a lot of hours and time into this. We've developed a relationship.
I'm gonna be sad. Then it'll be weird not having a dog following you.
I'll feel sad at first, but I'll be happy knowing that she gets to spend the rest of her life with someone really fun who needs her, and she'll be able to get out and be someone's partner.
I'll be happy when the dogs leave because they're being awarded to somebody who qualifies to receive a service dog and needs them.
I really hope she does not bark at dogs. I really hope that she can help her handler to the fullest. I put a lot of hard work in her, and I hope that she can do her best in everything she does.
Generally, we do a career change on dogs that for some reason are not eligible to be service dogs, and they can either become just a regular pet, or they sometimes are made available to the public for adoption as a pet. We always try to give the student handler the first opportunity to adopt the dog if for some reason the dog isn't able to complete the program. Typically though, the washout is usually from a medical reason. We have had a few of those earlier on in the program, I believe with the class at Peoria High School. And so our success rate has actually been pretty high of certifying our service dogs.
I guess the most important thing I learned is that you have to work hard, really. Dog training isn't a quick, easy fix like they would say on TV. It's something you really have to work on, and that it actually really helps you bond with your animal, and that it's not just training, it's more than that.
I really believe that it's going to grow. It's really going to go big because there's so many veterans or police officers, firemen, community people that need a service dog, and not just them. There's always a need. I mean, people are people. I had recently an email from a parent that said, "Hey, I know your students train service dogs. I know of a little girl who has this injury or that injury. How would she qualify for the program?" So it's not just for veterans, if you will. It's for anyone and everyone.
We would like to educate as many people as possible to the benefits of service dogs and how they can dramatically improve and enhance people's lives, and how also to treat service dogs and people with service dogs so that we can just continue education above and beyond anything here at the high school with the community level.
People at like restaurants or whichever the case is, they're either like they notice a dog and then they, like I said, ask the questions about it, or they're just simply rude to us and they kind of throw us out for having the dog there. But like I said, other than that, I think the public just needs to know the good things and bad things about service dogs and just kind of have like an awareness of them, because not an everyday person can just bring their big old Great Dane into the restaurant and think that's okay, but sometimes they do. So they would probably want to be like a, I guess like a service dog ambassador with Nala and with other service dogs, and just like I said, to give the public like, here's what service dogs do for people and what they don't do and what they can or can't. So I guess like I said, like the public just needs to know about service dogs in general.
I think service dogs and just the service themselves, what service dogs offer to people who need assistance is, I mean, it's so beneficial. It really is amazing to see how having a service dog can really add quality to someone's life who really otherwise would be so dependent on others and have lost some sense of independence on their own, and just by having a service dog, they're able to regain some of that back. So I think it's a phenomenal service, and whenever I see someone with a service dog, I just feel warm in my heart, because I'm like, oh, I know all about that, and I know how they feel, and I can relate. So
They're doing this with love.
I white balanced already based stuff over that paper over there, so I don't know how you're struggling.
Your class is either not having breakfast or eating cereal. This is the most important meal of the day.
I never saw you as a good driver. We did not force you.